Rain pelted the cracked asphalt of the deserted gas station as James's truck skidded to a halt, tires spraying water in every direction. The neon light flickered above pump 7, illuminating the frantic figure of a woman, drenched and shaking, clutching a crumpled paper bag to her chest. She was sobbing so hard that James didn't even notice the storm raging around them. Without thinking, he jumped out, his boots sloshing in puddles. "Hey, are you okay? Do you need help?" he shouted over the thunder. The woman flinched, then froze. Her eyes were wide, haunted, like someone who had been running for miles through life and hadn't stopped to breathe in months. She finally looked at him and whispered, "Yeah, broken bar, I don't know what to do." James's heart raced. Something about her desperation pierced him. He knew that look. He reached for her hand, gentle but firm. 3 days earlier, James had been juggling his double shifts and 2 young kids, barely scraping by. Ever since his wife left, he had learned to navigate a world where every small act of kindness felt like a luxury. That night, while struggling to pay the electricity bill, he had silently promised himself he would never let someone fall through the cracks if he could help. Meanwhile, the woman, Claire, had been running. She'd left her abusive fiancé copyright car running in a nearby lot, escaped with nothing but the bag containing her ID, keys, and the last bit of cash she had. She had driven aimlessly, crying, and now her car was stuck at the edge of town, dead in the pouring rain. James offered her a ride in his truck. At first, she hesitated, gripping her bag like it was her only lifeline. But something about his calm, steady voice, the way he didn't ask questions she wasn't ready to answer, made her nod. On the ride to the motel on the outskirts of town, they sat in silence, the rain drumming against the windows. Slowly, Claire spoke, her voice trembling. "Yeah, broken bar, I don't have anywhere to go. I needed to get away." James didn't pry. Instead, he simply handed her a bottle of water and a dry towel, letting her feel human again. And in that small, quiet act, Claire began to breathe again. The motel room was cheap, but safe. James left her with some money he could spare and promised to check in the morning. He didn't know if she'd stay, but she did. By the next day, Claire returned, not with more despair, but with gratitude. She had no family nearby, no friends she could trust, but she had James. And in a twist neither of them could have anticipated, that one night at the gas station became the beginning of a bond that neither had planned, a shared resilience, and the promise that, sometimes, strangers could become family. Months later, James's kids had a new friend, Claire had a job and a place to stay, and the gas station where it all began became a story they'd tell cautiously, with smiles and tears. Because sometimes, life doesn't wait for introductions, it throws you into the storm, and you find the people who matter most in the most unlikely moments.